Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the studio. Today we are going to look at some art and we are going to create our own abstract story inspired by our artist Wassily Kandinsky. He liked to use simple shapes to tell a story, and so that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to think about maybe our day and how we go through different events that happen and how we can simplify that, make it a little less complicated, and just draw simple images. All right, so let's go see what we can create. All right, my friends, we are going to go ahead and take our sketchbook or paper and our oil pastels. Just a quick reminder what those look like, the oil pastels. And I'm going to start by taking a ruler or a straight edge, whichever you have access to, and you're going to divide your paper into two sections, or three sections, so we need two lines. And I'm just going to use my oil pastel and my ruler here. Notice that I'm going at kind of a different angle, just because I don't want to use this angle right on the straight edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and do just a few lines here, dividing my paper up into three sections, just like so. So those three sections, 1, 2, and 3, are actually going to represent our day, our morning, our afternoon, and our evening. So we're going to draw pictures to describe what happens throughout our day, like Kandinsky did in his image. All right, so let's go ahead and start. You can use any of your oil pastels. So I'm going to start by thinking about, what do I do at first thing in the morning? Well, I get out of bed. So you can choose to use whatever colors you want. I'm going to choose to actually use gray on this because my bedspread is gray. So I'm just going to draw a simple picture of my bed, pressing nice and hard with that oil pastel so that we can get it all nice and covered later with our wash that we're going to do at the end. So I'm just going to color it like so. I get out of bed in the morning. The next thing I do, friends, which you know exactly what I do next, the next thing I do is I go and grab my amazing cup of coffee. So I actually like to choose a cup that matches what I'm wearing. I know that's silly, but I go and I grab a nice big cup of coffee. So my coffee cups in the morning actually look something like this. I use my travel mugs in the mornings, and they have nice little lids like this. So I can color that in. Get some of it dark, some of it not. And because it's nice and hot and steaming, I'm going to go ahead and do some steam lines rising up out of my cup to show that that's my coffee, right? I could even do pretend like there's a line in there and add some extra color. So you guys can just focus on simple shapes, and that's totally fine. All right, the next thing that we do is I wake up, I get coffee. I usually pick up, or I get Evie out of bed. So maybe I go ahead and I could do a little, let's see, get Evie out of bed and she eats breakfast. So let's just go ahead and make this more breakfast than anything else. So I'll go ahead and grab another color. Maybe we'll do a nice oval with, do just another few lines to make it look like it's a plate. Maybe I'll go ahead and do like a fork and a spoon, right? Showing breakfast. All right. And then I usually take her to school. So let's see, let's grab a nice, the car that I usually drive is silver. So let's see, Mrs. Lith is not very good about withdrawing vehicles, but let's just draw a nice vehicle here. It does not have to be perfect, my friends. Remember, we're just kind of telling a story with simple shapes, and that's what we're focusing on today. So just have fun with it and see what you can come up with. All right. I'm going to go ahead and color that in. I think it'd be fun to color one of them in a little bit more. Not have outlines of everything, but color something in like that. All right. Then I come home and guess what I do? I start teaching. So I'm going to go ahead and draw maybe maybe we'll do a laptop over here, because I start teaching when I get home. That's pretty fun, right? All right, and my afternoon also consists of more teaching and teaching and teaching. No, my afternoon will also, consist of maybe some more coffee. Should I do another coffee cup, friends? Maybe I go ahead and have another cup of coffee. So let's just draw a different one here. Okay, maybe I have what I actually like. Actually, when Evie gets home from school, we have what we call tea time. So this could represent tea time. Some more coffee. Oh, Mrs. Letts is silly. All right, and then in the afternoon, we also like to go play outside when the weather is nice. So I'm just going to do a little picture of playing outside because I think that that's important. That's an important thing that we do in the afternoon. I would do it in the morning most days, and Evie does at school, but it's also a little warm on sometimes. So let's see. I like to go play outside. So there we go. There's my outside. Now in the evening time, we're going to have dinner, right? So let's see, I could do a similar symbol like this one. So maybe I'll do that in a different color. Maybe we'll do that one in a purple. Okay, so we could do a similar symbol. Maybe this time we have our plate, and maybe there is a cup to go with it, and then I'll set my place properly here. All right, so maybe we have dinner again, or dinner at this time. Similar symbol to kind of help communicate that we're eating. Something a little different there. All right. Then we actually like to just watch some TV in the evening. So let's go ahead and put a TV in there. So I'm just going to draw a nice TV here. We'll put a little stand on it. See how we can communicate that with a simple shape. All right, maybe I will use some gray to kind of color that in a little bit. All right, and then we're going to end our day with bedtime. But you know what, friends? You know what I do at bedtime? I actually paint. So so instead of putting bedtime in here, I mean, I could put it in here if I would have moved this over a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and choose, let's see, let's balance out my colors and let's pull this back down here again. All right, and so I don't know if you guys remember, maybe not, but let's do a little do me painting on an easel. How about that? Voila. All right, nice and simple. Painting on an easel. All right, maybe I should. There we go. All right, so I have my images here. Now, I don't want you guys to not forget. You can use your magic white. So I'm actually going to wipe this off really quick. Just on a paper towel. Magic white, okay? And you can put a hidden image in here if you want, okay? So maybe I will do something like on my computer screen, okay? Or maybe I will draw something on my easel that will show up when I do the wash over it, right? Maybe you show what's on your plates. Huh, that'd be fun. So you can do your magic white oil pastel to show the hidden picture. All right, now let's go ahead and get our washes. All right. All right, my friends, for your washes, you're gonna just need to use a larger brush. Use the biggest brush that you have. I have one that's like this big. I'm gonna make sure it's wet, but not super wet. Remember, you just paint the bottom of your cup. Paint the bottom, swish, swish, draw an X, push it on both sides to get some excess water off, and then you can dab it on a paper towel. I'm gonna use watercolor just because it's super easy to use watercolor for this wash. If you want to do a wash with some watered down other paint, your tempera paint, just mix some with water until it's a nice wash, but be careful it doesn't get too thick. So I'm going to use primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, to do this wash. You can do a wash in the whole thing. Maybe you choose red. You could wash the whole thing with red. Maybe you choose blue. Do the whole thing with blue. Same thing with yellow. You choose which one you want to do. Or you could do red, yellow, and blue, or a different combination. Each line could be a different color, or you could do solid, one thing. So you choose what you want yours to look like. I'm going to go ahead and just do all three colors so you can have an idea what that would look like. I got my watercolors nice and wet, and now I'm just picking up the paint, and I'm just going to wash it across. You see that? And I'm just washing it across. It's not touching the I'm gonna get some more water. It's not touching the oil pastel. The oil pastel resists it. And that was super fun. All right, I might even just overlap this a little bit so that I don't have just a start and a stop. I'm going to rinse out my brush, and now I'm going to use yellow is what I want to use next. So once again, oh, and remember those hidden white images? Now you're going to be able to see them. Just washing over it. I might do a little bit more over that so that you can see I put a heart over there. All right, don't go over it too many times, just enough. And then I'm going to end with my blue and just kind of let it float over the top. I'm going to get some more in there so that you can see my hidden picture there. The more color you have, the more you're going to be able to see any images that you decided to hide with that magic white. All right, and there you go. Make sure you rinse out your brush. Remember, swish, 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 paint the bottom of your cup, push on the side, and carefully wipe it on the towel. I like to give mine a nice little squeeze. All right, and then make sure you clean everything up. Allow this to dry however long it needs to be, and then you can tell the story of your day with simple shapes. Remember, keep it simple because that's what Kandinsky did. Simple images to explain a story. Have fun!